Hello, my name is Erlin, and today we're gonna talk about Adam Smith's classical economics. John Adam Smith was a classical economist and one of the pioneers of the capitalism economic system. His monumental works are The Theory of Moral Sentiments and An Inquiry into the Nature and Causes of the Wealth of Nations. This book was born in a period where mercantilism was experienced in Europe. On the other hand, the concept of mercantilism makes countries in Africa and Asia miserable. Between the two works of Smith, the second book, which was later better known as The Wealth of Nations, became the momentum for the migration of economic thought from mercantilism to classical economics. As a rule, the emergence of a theory is always motivated by weaknesses and poverty that existed in the previous theory. Weakness and poverty can also be interpreted as irrelevant theory because of the progressiveness of human movement and behavior that is increasingly dynamic. And what Smith did was basically a critique of the theory and application of mercantilism because its application was no longer relevant in economic life. Various weaknesses in mercantilism were then criticized by Smith and conveyed new things that were more relevant to the dynamic that occurred. In Smith's thought, each individual is given complete freedom in the economy because it will create prosperity in society automatically. In other words, the prosperity of community will be achieved when the above principles are applied in the economic activities. The prosperity achieved is based on personal interests that can be achieved as widely as possible. Adam Smith describes that the structure of the modern economy is built on principles such as laissez-faire, that means let it happen or let it do, invisible hand, self-interest, market mechanism as government intervention, and free market. Laissez-faire and self-interest can be realized in meeting the needs of economic agents supported by invisible hand that occurs. The prosperity achieved is represented by the emergence of an agreement between economic agents that occur in the market. The balance is the output of an agreement between economic agents in determining the amount of incentives and return. These incentives and rewards can be seen as something worth it so as to perpetuate the transaction process and the balance that occurs. According to Smith, the balance process can occur through the role of the invisible hand and in the transaction process. Smith thinking about economic growth is that economic growth is a process that starts with the division of labor. This division of labor will determine the extent to which the factors of production, especially labor, can be used and how much output is produced. In this case, the individual will work optimally when the incentives he receives are in accordance with his interests and fulfilling his life needs. The existence of adequate incentives will be able to encourage an increase in labor productivity. This increase in productivity will increase output. High output will encourage producers to provide higher wage incentive for workers. For workers, this wage increase will increase their per capita income and also increase people's propensity to consume. This increase in consumption will cause the nation's wealth to become greater. This increase in wealth will increase capital accumulation and it will cause change in the divisions of labor. The economic theories proposed by Smith are basically the foundations for microeconomic theory and macroeconomic theory. In this case, Smith's thinking in the realm of microeconomic, such as the theory of labor theory value, price formation theory, and profit theory, while in the realm of macroeconomics, such as divisions of labor theory, income theory, the role of capital, economic growth, distributions, and market mechanism. And it can conclude that Smith's contribution to economic theory includes four things, namely the theory of price formations, the relationship between market outcomes and the public interest, the role of the states in the economy, and the sources of economic growth. Price formations. According to Adam Smith, natural price must be allowed to apply according to the market's mechanisms. This aims to avoid a price monopoly by the government, so that the best solution to achieve a fair price is to allow natural prices to develop in accordance with the market mechanisms. Next, the role of state in economy. According to Adam Smith, government state has three main functions, namely A. Maintain internal security and defense, B. Administer justice, C. Provide goods that are not provided by the private sector, such as roads, infrastructure, dams, etc. In the contemporary context, Adam Smith's thinking is still very relevant, although not all of them apply. Smith's thoughts that are still relevant in the current context are about divisions of labor, market mechanism, free markets, specialization, and liberalization of road trade. However, Smith's words basically emphasize the existence of a larger international market so as to allow free movement both on the production factor and on commodities in various countries. Okay, that's all about this video. Thanks for watching and see you!